Hey everyone, Shaedow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So they've announced 20.1, and we're going to go through the release notes here right quick. I don't usually do this, but these are short enough that I can do this. October 1st is when 20.1 will come out. That's the next update. They have a couple of new quests. You can read about Blood and Venom, the symbiote. There's I guess a Doctor Strange from another dimension who merges with the symbiote or something like that. Anyway, you guys can read that. The Occult Laboratory, this reminds me of a quest that we had in the past. When I read this part here about the randomizer, I remember a quest where you had that, you could get the tokens, and as long as you had a token you could randomize, because sometimes you got a combination of buffs that were really crazy. Alright, so that seems to be more of the same. Now this looks interesting. I've not seen something like this before. Apparently you're going to get a new champion, and that champion will not be ranked up normally with regular ISO and catalysts. Instead, you're going to have to complete quests, and in completing those quests you will then get the materials to rank this symbiote up. And there's going to be a new difficulty other than the uncollected, and that's going to be interesting. So I'm looking forward to this to see what it's all about, and of course I'll make a video on it as soon as I can. Alright, and it warns you here that this symbiote is not going to stay with your account. At the end of the event period, the enhancements are going to vanish and the symbiote is going to be removed. But I believe you can sell the symbiote before that happens. So you either sell them or let them get removed, or let him get removed from your account. Either way, you're not going to get to keep him. Now comes the one that I find fascinating. I like to see the bug fixes and improvements. So we've got an issue where champions, we get stuck mid-animation. I've seen that. It's funny, but nice to see they fixed it. An issue where Mystic Dispersion was not properly affected by ability accuracy reduction. Now this can further reduce the usefulness of Mystic Dispersion. A lot of people are wondering if it's worth it. Offensively, I think if you were using it for its offensive power, it's still worth it. But if you were relying on it to make some of your Mystic champions the defensive juggernauts that they were, then I don't think Mystic Dispersion is worth it for that. But some people who may have thought it was worth it may have thought it was worth it because of this issue here. Because what this means is that those champions that can reduce your ability accuracy will also prevent the Mystic Dispersion. So not only do you have the change to Mystic Dispersion already cutting its usefulness down defensively, but this even further will reduce its usefulness, at least against champions that can reduce ability accuracy. Alright, and then they apparently got lazy and just said various performance and stability improvements. So who knows, maybe that 1% bug that we are seeing a lot got fixed in here. I've noticed that sometimes they block a little bit too fast after I fire off a special, so who knows. Alright, this one made me laugh. As you guys may know or may not, when I opened my 4th 6-star crystal, I duplicated my 6-star Angela. The worst possible outcome that you can have. It's great to get her the first time, but her signature ability is useless. What this is telling me is that there was an issue that not only made her, not only is her signature ability useless, but it was broken. So it made it even more useless than it already is, and if that's possible. Alright, and then you can see the other buff there. Carnage, we may, if we ever get one at a decent level, we may go through, but you can read about his changes there. The short of it is, Carnage looks like he is going to be a beast and worth ranking up. If you watched my video on the 4 stars that I felt were worth ranking up still, Carnage may now make that list. So will Venom. Both of them have been buffed greatly. Kabam has done a great job. Anytime they revisit champions and do these kinds of things, they have always come out way better than they have been. So I look forward to them revisiting champions because I know they do a really good job. Alright, and Doctor Strange, this doesn't make him any more useful than he already is, really. It is nice that his counterspell will be more effective, but I still wouldn't recommend ranking him up as a 4-star. So that is what it is. Dr. Voodoo, this actually may affect Dr. Voodoo in terms of his offensive usefulness against Mystic Dispersion champions. So what this is telling me is that when Dr. Voodoo would fire off like his special 1, the Loas that he would place on the opponent, when he converts those to a poison, they were not triggering Mystic Dispersion, and it looks like they will now. So that could be interesting. I mean, I don't use Dr. Voodoo a ton except in questing and that sort of thing, not in Alliance War where Mystic Dispersion is going to be, you know, seen the most. So I'm not sure how much that affects anything. Emma Frost, you guys can see there. I don't know enough about her. I'm going for her in the arena now. But I do see that that first one, her not being immune to Cold Snap in her diamond form, yeah, that is something they definitely would want to fix. Now, this one to Juggernaut. Now, I've said to a lot of folks that with the Mystic Dispersion change, it has made Juggernaut less effective. But with this change, he is going to be a pain on any non-stun immune node. Because what's going to happen is if you cannot stop his unstoppable, you know, with a stagger or, you know, ability accuracy reduction like with Blade, if you can't stop it, then he's going to go unstoppable. And one of the things that I like to do when he is unstoppable is I'll stun him, which gives me a lot more time and I don't get pushed all the way up into the corner as quickly. And what I'll do is I'll get a quick hit in. But what they're saying is that that's not going to be a good idea anymore. Okay, so if you try to stun him while he's unstoppable, he's going to remove the stun debuff, so he's effectively unstunnable. Okay, but worse, he's going to apply his heavy attack stagger debuff to you. That's ugly. Okay, so it'll be as if he hit you with a heavy attack. You won't take the damage, but you have the stagger effect. That's ugly. And he will now stagger you every time he hits with a heavy. So look out for Juggernaut now. Alright, King Groot, not all that interesting. Korg, I have him, but I have not ranked him up or played around with him, but I can see why that would be an issue if Nightcrawler was able to apply his deep wounds, which already works differently than your normal bleeds. But apparently that's not supposed to be applied to Korg either. Alright, and we've got Medusa. Again, that has to do with her interaction with Mystic Dispersion. Rhino, I'm very happy that they did this because when I'm at a range, I like to see that unblockable text. Now, normally I don't try to block his dash anyway, just because I'm not fast enough most of the time. But not seeing his text was really messing with me, so it's nice to see they fixed that. She-Hulk, you can see there. I don't really play her, definitely not as a 5-star, so I don't know. Thor, Jane Foster, I didn't experience that one, so I'm not sure. And last but not least, we've got Venom. You can see the changes again once I get him ranked up, because it looks like I will rank him up now. And I've always enjoyed playing Venom, but this looks like he's going to be a lot of fun. I saw some videos on him. He shuts down all Spider-Verse auto evades, so that makes him very useful there. So you guys can read here some of the changes to Venom, but just like with the changes to Carnage, it looks like this is going to make him a lot more useful and fun to play. Alright, so that's going to do it, guys. Hopefully you found this informative. The link, again, like I said, will be in the description. You can see the link right up at top there. And you guys have a blessed day.